welcome to another round of Sports Views. Tonight I'm reviewing FC Cincinnati 0, Toronto FC 1. This one's for the Reds. Toronto FC clinches a playoff spot with these 3 points, still top of the league. And how did it happen? In the 29th minute, Richie Laryea has the ball at the end line, passes it back to Patrick Mullins. Patrick Mullins hits it on the volley, hits it near post, in past Titon to make it 1-0. That's the way it would end. But in stoppage time, there was a penalty called against Toronto FC. Omar Gonzalez goes up for the header to try to clear the ball out. He pushes over Alan Cruz as the play in the box off the corner was played. Alan Cruz goes down, gets called for the penalty, and they give it to Cincinnati, but they look at it on VAR. Sabiga has his finger to his ear, listening to his headset. They tell him to go check it on the monitor. They overturn it. They say no penalty. Match ends 1-0. Now, do I think it was a penalty? If I'm being completely honest, I'm surprised they overturned it. I really am, because you could say it wasn't. You could say Omar was levitating and trying to get up, and that's why his hand was on Cruz. But you still touched him. There was still contact. He still went down. If it was me, I'd probably give it. If it was me, if I was Robert Sabiga, and it was me, I'd probably give it. I'd probably give it, because even if I looked at it on the monitor, because the way it looked to me, hate to admit it, but that's not clear, but it's a penalty. There's contact. There's a push. Even if you're going up to jump for the ball, you're pushing him. I have to say, I know Cincy fans are going to love this, but I have to admit, penalty. I think it was a penalty. I think it should have stayed a penalty. And we deserved it, because we played not well tonight. We played good enough, with a good enough lineup. Toronto. Cincinnati was a pest tonight. They were hard to play against. This was the hardest, easiest game we had left. And I didn't think that way, but as it materialized, there we go, that's the word, not materialized, whatever. That's a mess up. It became the hardest, easiest game we had left. Because, yes, we were cutting up Cincinnati in their lines. We were getting past them. We just couldn't get more than one goal. And it should have been 4, but we almost got what we deserved on the penalty. We almost got what we deserved. The defense wasn't great. We got dispossessed a lot in the midfield. We could also break down their lines. We also got in with crosses, but again, it's kind of like the New England game. If the Mullins goal doesn't happen, we get what we deserve. We should have had more than one. And here's my problem with TFC. When they're on, they're on. When they're on, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When they're on, they're on. But when they're not on, when they have like one thing wrong, they don't stink, but they're not great. They're not world beaters like they are when they're on. And we saw that this week. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They were on against Philly and Columbus in the last 4 games, I should say. They were on against Philly and Columbus. Then they go back to Mr. Hyde, and then they're not on against New England, but I expected that because it was at Gillette. Everybody expected that type of performance because that's just the way it is. Tonight, nobody expected this. No, nobody did. And I know Jaap Stam has made Cincinnati a pest, a hard team to play against. I know he has. I saw it in the tournament, but I didn't think. With how Toronto's been playing, I thought, oh, they're going to put out a good enough lineup to score 3, 4, 5, and actually score 3, 4, 5. I didn't think that a last-minute penalty reversal win us this game. Seriously. Didn't think it. Didn't think it. If you would have told me about a day ago that it would have been 1-0 and they had to reverse a penalty for us to clinch a game and the playoffs, I'd be like, what happened? What happened? See Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Just saying. That, wow. Okay. All right. So the stats were as follows. 7 shots for Cincy, 9 shots for Toronto, 1 shot on goal for Cincy, 2 for Toronto, 49% possession to 51% possession, 509 passes to 518 passes for Toronto. Cincy had 509, 89% pass accuracy for Cincy, 88 for Toronto, 10 fouls for Cincy, 6 for Toronto, 3 yellows for Toronto, 2 for Cincy, no red cards, 1 offside for Cincy, no for Toronto, 6 corners for Cincy, 4 for Toronto. So the game was close. Cincy played us hard. They stole the ball. They were on us like white on rice. Seriously, I have to say good things about Cincinnati. Jaap Stam has made that team a rock. A rock. They're not a wagon. They're not a wagon. But they are good defensively. They are tough. Even without Waston, with Nick Hagland coming in, former Toronto man, might I add, when he wore this jersey and won a cup in it and almost a Champions League, you know, he was there. They didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat. They took out their goalkeeper, Titon, in the 80th minute. 10 minutes to go, Spencer Ritchie comes in because Titon injured his knee. Don't miss a beat. This team, I have to admit, Cincinnati, I should have expected them to be harder than what they were or what I thought they would be. They played like a team with a mission. They played hard. They were on us. They are a hard team to play against. They are hard to play against. And you like to see it because even when they're a bad team, not like last year, they are a hard team to play against. And they almost beat Portland back in Orlando. Now, have they not been that good since they've got back to home markets? No, they haven't. But doesn't matter. They almost beat us, or drew us. Not beat us, but almost ball don't light us anyway, even without the penalty, because we passed the ball back and we almost scored an own goal on ourselves. And then Nick Hagland came up for a header off that ensuing corner and almost scored, which I was not surprised that was very possible because I said it myself before the game started. Not on Twitter because I wanted to enjoy this one. I didn't take my phone downstairs. I just wanted to enjoy this one. You know, sometimes I'll live tweet, sometimes I won't. That's more of a this year thing, but this time I was just like, it's Cincy. Yeah. Maybe live tweeting this one would have been enjoyable. Well, not for me, but, you know, entertainment on the timeline, but whatever. Of course, I said it to myself. Well, I said it out loud. I was like, yeah, if they draw or lose, the winning goal or tying goal will come from Nick Hagland off the header because of course it will. And it almost did. And it almost did. Luckily it didn't, but I'm just saying, like, didn't realize I'd be that close to being correct. Well, I'm correct a lot of the time. Let's not forget. But, you know, 95% of the time I'm right. So, yeah. 5 times I'm not. But it got close. So, you know what? I'll take that one. But Toronto wasn't great in possession. They almost beat us in possession. We didn't dominate them there. We slightly won on the passing game. Most of them back passes. I mean, I could have had a freaking step counter, like one of those ones you push, like when you're mechanically walking and you push it, be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not like an actual pedometer, but you push every time you take a step, like one of those step counters. Yeah, I could have used one of those to count the back passes. That's been a common theme this year besides the Columbus, another Ohio team, and Philadelphia games. That would be a very, I probably should just do that because, you know, here's your step counter, boom, boom, boom. Oh, hey, look, they passed back, blah, 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 times. Probably, I'd say about, 150 tonight, maybe 200. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, I get sometimes you have to build up the play, but sometimes it's just needless. And most of the time when they pass it back, it's like, hey, you know, nothing's up there. Like, we could go to Larea. Oh, wait, he went back to Morrow or Gallagher or, well, it was Gallagher and Fraser tonight. Yeah, but you get my point. It's more of a just this game thing. Like, the back passing is just mind-boggling. Like, really? I think you could cut down on it and you'd still be good. I mean, look at the Columbus game and the Philly game. Hell, even the New England game, it wasn't that bad. Tonight, though, oof, the lineup. Like, they were like, hey, we're going to underestimate Cincinnati, and that's probably what almost hurt them. But luckily enough, Patrick Mullins was the one who scored, so did they really underestimate them, or did it just work out? That's a question that I'd like to know. Mullins is still not a good footballer. Let's just pump the brakes before you say anything like that. Let's just pump the brakes before you say anything like that on Twitter, but you've probably already said it, so yeah, I don't like that. Now, let's see. Like, honestly, this game wasn't great for Toronto. It wasn't great. They didn't dominate, but they won and they clinched a playoff spot. What more could you want? It went their way. Okay, great. We go again next Wednesday against Red Bulls. And if we put out a great lineup against Red Bulls, we should smash them, which I guess is the plan. And Atlanta as well, which, again, on next Sunday, which is, I guess, the plan. This was like the lowest game of the three against the bad teams. And I guess we were like, hey, this would probably be the least likely one to throw away with a rotated lineup. And they got it right. Luckily. We actually won with a rotated lineup for the first time in forever. Since like 2017. Forever. So I'll gladly take that. So, man of the match. I know this one's going to shock you because it has to be Eric Zavaleta. He did not screw up tonight. Like, he was good enough tonight to where I'm like, you know what? Screw it. He deserves man of the match. Like, that good of a match by him? That's a freaking accomplishment. So, you know what? Man of the match. No mistakes. Composed enough at the back for Eric Zavaleta. Man of the match. I'll give it to him. Hat tip. Hell, he wasn't even the one who gave up the penalty. That was Omar. Hat tip to you, Eric. Man of the match, my friend. Or, well, definitely not, but you know what I mean. Hat tip to you, Eric. Man of the match for not making one mistake in 96 minutes of football. That is a new record, for sure, at least in the past 3 years. Congratulations. What was I going to do? Give it to Mullins? No. Who else could I have given it to? Yeah. I think it's fine. Allow it. I think it's fine. Allow it, okay? Allow it. All right, so that's it for this one. It's for the Reds. This one's for the Reds. We're in the playoffs. 6 games to spare. You'll love to see it. Now let's get that supporter shield. If you like this video, share, subscribe, like it, tell all your friends. I may review Patriots Broncos tomorrow, or I may just do a TFC parody song. I don't know. I think I'm doing something tomorrow, but I'm not sure. And if not, I'll just review Toronto Red Bulls on Wednesday. That's what it looks like for me. So, I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.